All right, everyone. I'm so excited to have Christina Simon once again in Portal Místico. We have an amazing episode planned for you guys, especially for all of those that are wanting to embrace the new year, 2025, and how to set intentions for the new year. And so Christina and I are going to share a lot of our insightful intention setting, crystals, bath, fun things that you can do for travel, with money. So welcome, Christina. How are you this evening?
Thank you so much for having me again. I'm doing great, actually. It's raining outside in Florida, so it's very quiet and peaceful. I like to listen the rain, and it's actually very cleansing for me. So I like to really listening on the roof, the raindrops, and it makes me feel like really like just zen. So
I know.
it's
I
a
love that
great night.
too. Yeah, it's been a little raining here, a little, at least it hasn't been too cold because I'm in North Carolina. I'm a little bit north, but it has been a little chilly. But so I just wanted to welcome to all the listeners, all the new listeners. And Christina has been a constant guest here on Portal Místico. She's an astrologist. She does palmistry, and she also does compatibility reports with astrology finance, right? So
Yes.
tell us a little bit about all the great things that you do for all our new listeners.
Well, I am a psychic and mediumship as well, but it's not coming to me like every single day. I have huge visions and also an astrologer, and I love astrology more than anything. I really that is one of my best tool. I love tarot cards as well, and I'm doing horror astrology, and I'm also doing actually medical astrology, and that's one of my very strong suits. So as financial astrology as well. And recently, I'm just finishing up 45 stops right now. I have a deadline. 31st midnight, so I have to finish all the 45 stocks. So I'm working like 16 hours, but it's all right. Yes, or more. That's all right. And so that's what I'm doing right now, but also an herbalist, a clinical herbalist as well, astro-herbalist. And my master's is actually special educational teacher, drama therapist, and also a psychiatric nurse. So there is a lot of study behind, but definitely there is also deep and really amazing gift as well, what I get from my mom.
Wow, I love that. Yeah, as medium and channelers, those things just they come in and it's important because it's I've been trained to do it now for so many years. That's what I do professionally. Like you as astrologer full time. But it is when especially when you get messages or you're using the tarot. I saw you were shuffling the tarot. That was nice.
That's a pacifier for me.
Yeah, yeah, just a
Yeah.
relaxing. Love it. We wanted to share both of our knowledge with setting intentions with you guys for all of you who are looking to bring in more prosperity or love or peace of mind or clear some of the your past things. What are some fun rituals or ceremony that you can do to say goodbye to 2024 and embrace 2025? And we had discussed, so let's just start in the talking about it because I know that it's really important to focus your energy to amplify and to emphasize. I wanted to emphasize how important it is to get a space, right? You want to clear your space first. You want to either get your crystals or if you like your tarot deck, get your tarot deck, maybe get a message. But there's something about cleaning your space. What are some ways that you use to clear the space before setting intentions that you can share?
Actually, I do use a lot of salt, and also I do use salopanto, and I use the Florida water as well. In the when I'm washing the floor, I use a little bit of cinnamon for abundance, the Florida water to keep away all the bad spirit, and salt all the time because salt is the most ancient actually ritual what you can use for keep away bad spirit and bad energy, and it's blocking the bad energy. And that's definitely I use the and if you have a lot of guests in your house because you're doing a party and people are visiting during this time. Sometimes you don't have a space, you have to hide away. So usually women, I think they use their bathroom, they use their bathtub and around that to create a sanctuary. And many times if my house is full, for example, I just go to my jacuzzi tub, I put the candle on, I put my salopanto and like all the crystals around me, and it's just like a tiny little lights over there. And then, because I became a Buddhist, I always listen the Nam Myoho Renge Kyo in my bathtub by Tina Turner, because she's the one who was singing it, and it's beautiful and really emotional. And I put a lot of salt, and usually I put black salt in my bathtub. I don't know if you use that, because actually black salt is really helping with psychic attacks. And because we both are in a field where we can actually, and it's not intentional, most likely from people. They are just feed onto you because of you are the one who is helping them to find clarity or heal them, and get so attached many times it can drain your energy. I started to use that even when I was teaching special ed children and worked in a mental hospital, because those children and even young adults was really attached to me because I was helping, I was compassionate, maybe the only compassionate person in their life. There was some kind of dark attachment as well, and I had to use those kind of rituals.
Rituals are good and they help you amplify your focus too and align with the universal forces. If you're making clear intentions, it's all about intentions. Whether you use the tools or the crystals, and we're going to get into essential oils and some other fun things, but it's all about where you put your focus and faith, and having faith and knowing that everything is perfect, you're taken care of, even though sometimes the last few 6 months I think have been really challenging for the overall humanity. I think there's been a lot going on, and
Yeah.
so I think a lot of us there's some years that you're more eager to be done with. 2024 wasn't a terrible year for me. I've had some great things come out of it, but I have a lot of people that are like, oh my God, I'm so ready to be done with this year.
Yeah.
So, and I have had some people write to me that were like, oh my God, is the energy going to shift? Like, why is it so dense and heavy? What is happening in the astros that is like maybe making the collective more susceptible to heaviness or just more challenging times? But I know you've done a lot of astrology stuff, so we'll put some links down below. But I think it's important to prepare your space. So I like using sage. I think
Yeah.
smudging sage is really good. Cleaning, of course, cleaning, decluttering, getting rid of things, donating, give to charity.
Donate. Mhm.
Christina and I had talked about when you donate, research, do a little research, give to those people really in need. Don't just don't go to Goodwill. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but there's so many people that are really in need that could really use. So declutter, clean your space. You could put salt in the water. You can also move furniture around. Sometimes it's important to move things around, right? Because you need to
Yeah,
shift.
because of the chi, the energy. The next time we're going to talk about Feng Shui and the Chinese New Year. And there is a major shift actually right now in planetary, in the sky, because we have a lot of big planet changing signs. And it's actually when the outer planet changing signs and also the nodes that is a shift for humanity. So that's that's why they are writing to you what's going on in heaven, because it is a major shift going on right now. Yeah. But clear your space, move your furnitures if you are not pleased with something until it feels good to you. Everybody have intuition and gut feeling, and they know when it's actually in a right position, or when it feels good, you are comfortable, you feel like in peace at home. That's what you have to stay with, maybe with that furniture or that arrangement, because that's definitely going to help.
And especially another thing too that you can do is Palo Santo smells really nice. Just make
Mhm.
sure you source it from a eco source, so Palo Santo, and also sound and frequency. YouTube has multiple. You can do the mantra, or maybe put some solfeggio, some hertz. There's tons of great audio music on YouTube. That's my go-to when I want to use some solfeggio, and 528 or 432 or the The sound of the universe, I think it was like 369, or it's the energy of.
Yes, that's Tesla, actually, Nikola Tesla. And that's what I use all the time. Actually, I have all my crystals around me, and even for EMF blockage, but I put the 369 everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, it's total harmony. It's perfect harmony. It's healing the body. Even during meditation, if you are doing, for example, a new moon meditation right before the new year, because we're gonna have a Capricorn new moon, and when you are doing your meditation, you just put different kind of stones aligning with your chakras. And if you put the 369, write it on with a gold, for example, permanent marker, it is actually creating higher frequency and creating healing in your body. So that's actually really good.
I love that. I read somewhere that Tesla would walk 3 times around his property before entering it. Or was,
Mhm.
did you ever hear about that? I don't know if it was 3 times or 6 times or 9 times. I think it was three.
Yeah, it's everything to divide by three. But even in numerology, I use actually the magic cube, which is like 369, and it is an amazing tool for me. And it is the physical, spiritual, and the mind also, the intellectual properties of the soul. And that's, I'm really pleased with that energy and that hertz. But obviously, every single time you might going to need different kind of megahertz and the plants around you actually. So if you put aloe vera in your house, they have different frequencies. If you have money tree, it has different frequencies. I'm not going to say everything right now because we're going to have another episode and I want to share those frequencies with Feng Shui. But yes, that's like you can surround yourself, or you can actually, during new moon, not just new moon, but during the new year as a ritual, you can start earthing. So, earthing is when you are barefoot outside in the garden. Obviously, a lot of people cannot do earthing right now because it's winter on the northern hemisphere. But if you are allowed to do that, and if you are capable to do that because you are living in a sunny place, Mediterranean, then just be barefoot during the new year a little bit, at least for an hour, connect with the earth. And this is really grounding, very grounding and healing energy. So that could be also just like water is washing your sin away, right? Just earthing is already amazing to ground us as well.
Well, talking about water, I want to talk about water elixirs, where there's a lot of different ways of. There's one which is, of course, the ones that we do in South America, which is you decide what it is that your focus intention is. If you want to do love, if you want to attract a new partner, something like that, then you'd want to do honey and cinnamon and rose petals, and maybe just put a some type of fragrance or essential oils that represent, that makes you feel desirable, or for women and men too. I've known of men to do it, they want to attract. I guess they could use sandalwood. We can always talk about fragrances and essential oils another time because that's always a fun one. But you can do that. You can boil it. And then once it's cooled, you just set your intention and then pour it all over you the night, like on the 31st. That's something that they do a lot in Latin American countries. I don't know if in Hungary they do those water baths or.
You do the bath, the bathing, like in salt, for example, because that cleans your aura, your energy. But yes, I actually I do that over here when I do make some kind of steep orange, for example, or rose petal or lavender, and then you can pour that on you in the shower, and that is bringing health or abundance. I use a lot of cinnamon lately. I'm very Jupiterian anyway. And the cinnamon is ruled by Jupiter, so I just use a lot of Jupiter cinnamon for my cleansing and for abundance and things like that.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And you can also, too, if you want to work with crystals, you can always put a crystal in a glass of water and
Mhm.
set your intentions, because water has memory, from my understanding. There's a lot of new studies coming out that water has memory. And so you could put your crystals in the water too and hold the glass in your hand. With purified water, you want to have a clear, clean glass. Don't use metal or plastic or anything like that. And then just set your intentions and hold it and just put all of that beautiful, great energy into that water. and leave it overnight. And then you can drink the water.
Mhm.
You can drink the water. You can also put crystals in your water bottle. So these are just, and setting intentions doesn't just have to be for the new year, but because there's just so much energy with this new moon in Capricorn, we just thought it would be fun. But you can do any of these intentions anytime that you feel that you need to call yourself in. And I love this mudra where you put your left hand near your heart and then you just call yourself in, which is a great way to just bring yourself in, set your intentions, and or writing. Writing's another great way to, what's your take on writing as far as for manifestation? I know there's a lot of people that do a lot of writing. They'll do 300 things that they want to have for the year. And then you were talking about how you save your intentions for the year, right? You put it in a box. So like the
Yeah.
31st of December, you're putting all those desires. And you do that with your family? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yes, we actually it's a jar, and but also I have the Book of Victory, but I call it, and then I put all my intention, what I want to achieve. For example, the next year, and then when ever I achieve it, I just okay, let's move forward. But we do have a jar with the boys, and everybody puts their wishes in what they want to achieve during that year. And by end of the year, the 31st of December, we get those out and start to read it and what did we achieve, and many times we are achieving like 70% of it, or because of the intention is very important. So for example, Luis Hay and Jose Silva, both of them said if you are focusing 17 seconds on something, it becomes actually an intention focused on something positive, it could become reality. And when you are writing, obviously it takes more time, not necessarily typing. So I really use writing with my hand many times because that's very important. It also connects with the brain and the waves. So it's actually make it stronger and manifest faster. I'm writing and handwrite everything down. So as the boys. And that is a really great ritual. So I always write down everything and we do a vision board every single 31st of the December 31st, we do a vision board as a family. We actually put on, okay, we cut out everything from, it's a montage from magazines and like, where do we want to travel? What house? What do we want to do on the house? If you want to redecorate it or rearrange or rebuild something on the house, we do that as well. And that's what we do. And where do we want to go? What is the destination? We travel a lot and we have been in 32 countries and like 25 states. We are traveling like crazy. And because of that, every single time, okay, what is the next destination? It's going to be right now Japan and also the Northern Light. And we imagine, we put the Northern Light up, we draw, we write, and that's how we set the intention.
Of that. Yeah, I like writing. I think writing's really fun. And there's also some other techniques too where you can write and then put it in water and then let the paper dissolve and then you bury it outside. There's multiple things that you can do that will, definitely anything that's done with faith and love, since we are all one, this is like this, we're all interconnected. I always love sharing that the universe is listening to you and it's just how to keep that vibration. And like you said, I think a lot of people have an issue with the whole kind of manifestation sometimes because they think that just by saying it, but like you said, you've got to hold that feeling
Mhm.
as if it's already basically it's a done deal, right? Like for 17 seconds or the 20 seconds, and just really what would it feel like to have that goal already achieved? And then you start acting from that perspective. Because if you're saying I want, I need, you're already in lack, you're speaking lack, right? You have to say, suddenly now I am up. It's already done. And that is the power of how the universe understands. But I had somebody write to me, and let me see here. Their question was, I keep setting intentions, but at the same time, I'm not seeing the results. Christina, what would you say? Her name's Alexandra.
Okay, Alexandra, many times we are actually setting some kind of intentions which is we don't believe we can achieve. Unfortunately, it's not necessarily realistic. So first, I would like to ask you to do something which is realistic, which could be achieved like really anytime. And if you do that, at least 5 of that, what you can achieve, at least 5 things, then after that you will believe in yourself. At the beginning, you have to have some kind of realistic. I want a new car, but I want to have actually a Maserati SUV. Okay, at this moment it wasn't realistic for me, and I do want to, but I said, okay, in 3 years I'm gonna have a Maserati SUV, but what can I have right now? And I was like, okay, I can have a Mercedes, okay, but to maintain a Mercedes, it's going to be really expensive in America. And right now, because of the tariffs everywhere, I was like, okay, no, what can I have? And I was like, okay, I'm going to have the new Subaru Big Ascent, and it's affordable. I can reach it. It's easy to maintain. It's really good. It's not like I'm going to be okay with something a lot less than obviously a Subaru Ascent and the Maserati SUV. It's a huge difference. I understand. But I wanted to have a new car. I wanted to have something nice and sexy and but still big to transport the boys all over and have big family. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna have this right now, and in 3 years I know I'm capable to do that. I have realistic goals many times, and many times because people say if you are very detailed with everything, so some says you have to be really detailed, and some says if you are truly detailed, you limit actually the mystic law, the universe, because it's going to find a way to give it to you. So many times, for example, Maton wants to go to Yale. All right. At this moment, I wouldn't have money to put him in Yale, obviously, but in 2 years, we might have it. So I'm not going to limit that for him. Okay, you're not going to be able to go over there. I keep chanting the Namyaho, praying to the archangels. I always pray to the archangels as well. And I'm manifesting and I keep going on, even if there is setbacks, a little bit of setbacks, then I still keep going and pushing it through. So that's really helps.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you for that. So, Alexander, yeah, and also there is, I concur with you on that, Christina, that there's those two messages about being or really detailed or really vague. And I'll share a quick story about something that happened to me, very insignificant, but it showed me how the universe works. My boss had these $300 pair of jeans that I absolutely loved, but I didn't know where they were $300. And I was like, I just can't justify spending $300 more than $300 for a pair of jeans.
Mm-hmm.
So in my psyche, I said, all right, universe, like I didn't even decree it or say it. I just was like, I'm gonna get those pants someday, one day. I went to a vintage store like a month later, completely forgot about it. And I found 3 items that I wanted to buy, but I didn't want to spend the actual money. I put it out there. So I got this gorgeous blue silk dress, the pants for $30. The dress was like $30. And then another pair of jeans that I wanted was like 30 instead of it was probably going to cost me like $800.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is it clicked for me. I had an epiphany. I was like, oh, okay. I set my intention, forgot about it. And then the universe has a way of reconfiguring itself to bring you your picture of reality. And if it's in your best and highest good, the universe will bring that in. And I know that I've had a lot of other people say, I've had vision boards and I haven't seen any results and I this and that. And I said, I don't know how focused you really were with it and how much faith you really have. But I think you have to just play around, have fun with the universe and start challenging the universe. Like small things, like you said, it doesn't have to be about the money. And that's what I realized about the jeans. It was like an epiphany. It's not about the money. The universe has ways of manifesting things that we, like you said, we can't comprehend because our minds are so
Limited.
limited. Thank you. That's the word. I have some fun crystals for all of those talking about abundance. We can talk about crystals too that you can use, you can wear on your body or you can put them in your water. But citrine is for abundance.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for abundance or kind of stimulate that, then rose quartz would be for love or harmony. And amethyst, for all of you, it's the very spiritual crystal, which is the purple one. And creating your intention and infusing the energy into the crystals is very powerful because crystals have memory too.
Oh,
And they
yeah.
also need to be cleansed. If you have crystals, I have so many crystals, and usually full moon, I usually take them all out,
Mhm.
just recharge them, put them outside on the ground. When I lived in Florida and Puerto Rico, I would take them for a little field trip and I'd take them to the beach.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
put them in the water, or you can, if you don't have a way of going outside because you don't have that possibility, you can just put Epsom salts. You can put Epsom salts or the
You
black
can
salt.
stage it or you can absent salt it.
Oh,
Yes.
okay,
You
exactly.
can use your favorite music, for example, that makes your heart sing. Many times I actually, during the full moon or new moon, if it's not an eclipse, during eclipse, I don't do that, but I always do moon water. I put the water on, I sing my favorite music. I actually listen the favorite music and the 369 frequency as well. I infuse the water and the crystals, and I infuse that with the new moon and the full moon energies. I leave it overnight, yes. And if you buy something new, you can sage it. You can actually put ashes and salt around it and then wash it with water, obviously. So that's how you cleanse it. But yeah, you can do that. And it's a really good ritual also to use those during not just the moon, but during the new year. I love jade. I love jade. Jade is not only abundance, the green jade, but also it is not only fertility, but also health as well. Health. And so my favorite stone is jade and amethyst. So amethyst, actually, I use it. I have huge amethyst all over in the house. My husband always buy it for me. And I use that for my dreams. So it's in the room, it's next to my bed. I have vivid dreams, I have prophetic dreams. I use amethyst for that. And if you believe it or not, guys, because amethyst ruled by Neptune, Pisces, and that is addiction, amethyst actually helps you to get rid of, for example, addictions. So anything to do with alcoholism and drug addiction also, you should have a big amethyst actually. And not only, and whenever you wear a stone, make sure it's touching your skin and it's not all covered with silver. It has to touch the skin because when you are sweating, your pores are opening up. And then not only the frequency, but also the minerals out from the stones are actually being absorbed by your skin.
Oh, wow. That's a great point right there.
Mhm.
Yep. I
Very important.
Yeah, to wear them on your body, to cleanse them. So let's talk about colors because I know that some colors are meant to, like color therapy. There's some people, my mom does a lot of color therapy with water,
Mhm.
synthesis with the sun in the mornings. In the front, when she goes outside, you'll see blue, red bottles, blue bottles. Color is very important. And
Very.
back in the day when I was in my 20s and 30s, colors, we would buy colors like colored underwear for different things, or you would wear clothes for New Year's. We have some fun colors. Red would be for passion and vitality, green
Mhm.
for growth and abundance, white or gold for purity and divine alignment, maybe purple for spirituality or connecting
Yes.
more with yourself. You can have fun and research whatever colors, but I always gravitate towards the same. You'll always see me with the same colors. What other colors do you recommend?
I love black because black is, you can put any really vivid color with it. For example, I have the red necklace right now and the white glass. So with black, you can have any other color. Also on New Year, I have usually black on, but I always have, for example, copper or some kind of golden jewelry on. I do always have amethyst. I use amethyst all the time, no matter what. I have jade also as well. I have all color on me actually, but the clothes is black. And then with it, I have the turquoise bracelet for communications as well. And jade is health and wealth, but definitely I'm not. So I live in a relationship for 25 years, and it's absolutely, it's of course there is some issues sometimes, but truly we are really harmonious. So I don't have to wear passionate reds or whatever. I still have it on because obviously I don't want to lose my passion also. And definitely, I'm not gonna go for, oh, okay, everything has to be red because I need to find a love. I don't need to find a love, thanks God. But if somebody does need to, then they can have, it does matter what kind of love do you want. Do you want to have only sexuality with red or passion, or do you want to have harmonious love, which is peaceful with rose quartz and jade? Because both of them actually, it's opening the heart chakra and bringing in peace. But red, it's very Martian energy. It's all about sex and intimacy. So which one do you want to have in your life? Decide and wear it, because color is very important, definitely very important. And purple, I don't like the color purple. I can't stand it, but in amethyst, I love amethyst somehow, and that is the only way I can have actually purple on me, or flowers. I can have purple flowers because the lilac is one of my favorite, and that's I can have. So
Well, I love that. Yeah, I definitely think colors are important. I just remember too, like for love, you if you don't want to do wear the colors, you can also wear like a man's tie if you're a woman, and if maybe you're a man, you could find something that for you symbolizes a female. But these are just some fun things that you can do to just set an intention and even get clear. Because sometimes we think we're clear, but if we start really journaling, and do you really want that? Or is it something else that you want? So it helps you to get some clarity. Now, I think the fun one is packing a bag to travel for prosperity.
yeah.
Everybody can do it differently. We used to, back in my early Venezuelan days, pack a suitcase and carry the suitcase. I usually did it when I was in my own home. I didn't go to somebody's home and bring a suitcase, but intentionally I would in my purse put the passport, something that's symbolic of expansion of opportunities of travel, maybe putting money in the suitcase to invite financial abundance. I know we had talked about that last time. And then you had said, don't pay your bills on the first. Talk to
No,
us.
don't pay your bills on the first. Pay that a day before. Don't pay for anything on the first, because that is usually that's what they say. It's the money is easily flowing out from your hand. For example, there is different kind of rituals. I like the luggage around. Colombian does that as well, but usually in my family, we just hold the passport on at midnight, and we also hold cash. We don't hold debit card, but has money on. Don't ever use your credit card that is not paid off, because then it brings on more debt. But for example, Hungarians and Italians eat lentil soup. Then you eat the 12 grapes at New Year night for health, but it has to be crispy and sweet. And then like you writing down your wishes, and somebody burns it, actually somebody puts that in water, and we do put that in the jar and read it. I did a different ritual for ourselves. But there is around the world, there is a lot of different kind of, what is that? Like, it's not a sense, it's a tradition, but could bring luck, love, and health. And many people struggling with health. And if you are struggling with health, you have to use everything what is health related. For example, you have to visualize yourself, you will be healthy again, or you have to use the jade, actually, what I said would be really good for you to use it for health, definitely. Or for example, Buddhist tradition to have the 108 times to ring the bell for the mala beads. It is also really good tradition as well, and I do that every single year. If you want to get fertile, it's also use honey water to wash yourself. That is fertility. The bees is fertility. Or you can use actually a rabbit picture, that's Feng Shui, because that's the most fertile sign, and put that in your pocket somewhere. And then it's fertility. It might, because if somebody can conceive a child, but that's their biggest wish, so that could help them as well.
I love that. I think whatever you sometimes you have to try different things, different tools, different, whether it's the crystals or journaling or just chanting and keeping that, or meditation or contemplation meditation, because real meditation, you're really supposed to be in silence, but contemplation is when you have the music and you're doing something where you're guiding yourself or somebody's helping you. And I think too, going back to the vision boards, it's like creating. So my thought on vision boards is it's a great reminder to keep you on focus, because if we don't see it every day, we get bogged down with our day-to-day worries and our busy schedules. I think it's important to have a vision board, and you can do it like you said when we spoke the other day. You can even do a collage and have it on your computer,
Yes, you can do that on
or
the
on your
computer.
phone, or
It's more creative and it's bringing in it's going to bring you satisfaction right away if you are actually taking time and cutting it out because of your focus going what you create. And it's not that easy to have a huge vision board with the family and everybody is working on it. It's a lot better than on computer. And just to answer for the girl or lady who said it's hard for them to manifest, the book of victory for me, when I write down my wishes or what I want to achieve, and when I pray on it or focus on it, I let it go usually, but every single time, every single day, twice a day, I do chanting in the morning, at night for gratitude, in the morning to start the day and to achieve something. And before the chanting and praying, I read all my wishes and I keep that a little bit in my mind and just, yes, how would it feel? And then I start to chant for half an hour or 15 minutes. Sometimes I don't have half an hour, I'm very busy. But at night, I do have half an hour and I read it again. And then I start to chant again. So that's how you actually, because of you sacrifice time. And believe me, if you sacrifice time, really, truly, then it's going to come to you easier than otherwise. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say for those ladies how to manifest as well.
yeah, so you can do, like, to recap a little bit, you can share, you can do different rituals. So you can do journaling, you can use candles too. Candles are really important.
Mhm.
Visualization, meditation, chanting. And I think the key, one of the keys is that, like you said, gratitude and already seeing it done. Because when you're doing like supplication, like I've done that in my past where I've been like, oh God, please, I need, and then, because you're going through whatever. And that really, just from everything that I've learned over the last years, is just it's better to be in gratitude and see it as already done, which is, I think, is the Silva method, right? That you
Yes.
did. And so it is important to choose whatever, fun ritual and have fun with it. We have become so serious with day to day. Sometimes I think we forget to just have fun. Start playing with the universe. See yourself with a wand saying, okay, universe, it's my intention to create or show me a sign, like for all those that you doubt, that are out there listening, or you've given up on spirituality because you haven't seen it. Start having fun with it. Get back into it. It takes time. The universe,
Enjoying. If
yes.
you don't enjoy it, what you are doing, it's how can it manifest something good? If you're doing it just because, okay, I have to do it because if I don't do it, like then maybe a curse gonna come on me or whatever. So you really have to enjoy what you are doing. And another thing is what we are doing, we are very lucky to live by the shore and by the ocean. And every single, like this is the 6th year actually for us with the family. And this is also a Japanese tradition where we going 5:45 in the morning. No matter how hard we partied or we traveled or whatever we did, we go to the beach every morning. And my younger son has the karate practice on the beach, and there is 40 families right now who come together, and we are seeing the first sunset and pray and set intentions or jump the wave 7 times or 12 times, who some people only 7 times. I do it 12 times for the 12 months. And then, like, again, just setting intention, what do you want to achieve? And that harmony, and everybody is quiet. When those 40 children and adult who does the karate are praying to the sunrise, it's so emotional. And people always stop by who just walking on the beach. They are like, whoa, who are they and what are they doing? It's an amazing tradition, and I would not give it up for any party ever. It is one of the best we started. And besides also the vision board, we really like to do that and set intentions. But that's amazing. Yeah. Amazing ritual.
I love it. I like doing it because I think whatever it is that you choose, it's adding extra power, extra intention into, hey, I'm really serious about this. I am committed to really creating that life for myself and learning about yourself. And also for all of those that want to know more about their own personal astrology, you can reach Krisztina. She does one-on-one readings, and she can also light the flashlight into what are some of the tendencies that are going on in your life. If you're feeling like you're just not quite understanding what's happening, really reach out or get a reading from me. Don't give up on your dreams and hopes, and know that intentions should be done daily. You know,
Mhm.
and I know that it's New Year, so we want to do something fun and get everybody in the mood to declutter, clean, get your crystals out, or rearrange your furniture, buy flowers. I have right now like 6 dozen roses, lilies, all the crystals, orchids. I'm just like, I just want to lavish myself in beauty and just wear beautiful jewelry and real jewelry, real stones. I always have
Yes.
like my real metals. But just be conscious about what you're doing and staying in gratitude, people. That is, I think, the most powerful tool, like you said, and meditate to gratitude, be in gratitude. The more you're in gratitude, the more the universe feels that vibration, and you will start attracting things far beyond your wildest imagination.
Very important to be service for others and give. What I'm doing all the time, and it's not just Christmas, we are giving to 200 underprivileged family. We're doing for Christmas and just giving to needy people. But on the other hand, New Year, I have another tradition I started. I go to the bank and actually I have $200 and I get $102 bills. And I go on the street and I give it to people like that's gonna bring you luck and abundance because this is rare. And everybody is surprised and they are like, oh my God, why do you want to? Oh, I wanted to see this $2 bill. Thank you so much. Or actually at Publix, I found 4 men and I was like, at one older man, I was like, I want to give you a $2 bill for good luck last year. And he was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And of course, everybody was hugging everybody. People surrounded us. He gave me a lottery ticket with change number. If I win, I'm gonna give him half back. So that was it was just a fun way, but I attract a lot of people right away. And people were like, what are you doing? And why are you doing? And they were grateful. Or on Christmas, I go with chocolates and I have chocolates and I give 400 random people a little chocolate box and I just give it to people. And or books. They called me the books fairy lady
I
because of
love that. I love that.
I
Yeah,
give it to
giving
children.
yeah, giving gives such satisfaction. And I know you've shared some stories when you travel, you always do the kindest things. And yeah,
Mhm.
I think that life will just shower you with magic, and you just have to believe, and you have to sometimes get out of your head. Like today, I was having like a blue, I was not in my, I was having a low energy day, really just down. And then we started talking about and being of service to people and sharing this with other people. Then all of a sudden, I feel so much better. That's what it's about. It's about giving and being present and being in gratitude. So for all of you guys, do your intentions. I want you to write on the chats or on the social media, because it's just so important to hear your feedback about what things are working, or if you have any questions, we're always here to answer. And next year, we're definitely going to dive deep into feng shui.
Mhm.
I think feng shui is very important, especially with the energy corners, and we'll talk about that. And we can also maybe talk a little bit about any new astrology tendencies, or the year of the dragon, the year of the snake. We're going to do that, so we can do feng shui and year of the snake, and maybe we can just go through briefly We can split the signs and just be like, hey, if you're the rat, what is the year of the snake? But it's just informative to see where we are energetically and what is happening in the sky, as Christina says.
That's a Martian year. We're gonna have a Martian year with a lot of planetary movement. So we will see. Yeah, but definitely we have a new moon right now, and the new moon is going to, because the new moon is conjunct with Pallas Athena, and also it's sextile with Moni, asteroid, which is in Scorpio, which will bring some kind of financial abundance. And Pallas Athena is wisdom and strategic thinking. And Pallas doesn't want to go to war. It wants to actually solve everything with wisdom and her words. So actually, I see something over here what could be very pleasant during this new moon. So this new moon could be actually, if you want to really do some kind of healing water, you can use that for the whole entire year. That would be great.
Just to close up, so I'm not familiar with that. Putting water, you're drinking water for putting it out like a couple nights out for the full moon, or does it have to be on the night of the full moon, or and then you
So
drink that water?
it could be actually when the moon is already 80% or going to, so between 80% to 100% from the beginning and after the full moon, right? Or the new moon also, because new moon water also could be really great even if you don't see the moonlights because it's totally dark, but it's still there, it's still there. And then you put out your water and you put your favorite music, or you are doing the music, you playing on instrument, you infuse it with positive thoughts actually. You can actually use little stickers, or for example, my jars has actually golden and silver permanent markers, and it says health, abundance, prosperity, great friends, lot of laughter. I want to feel great in my body and laugh a lot and meet like-minded people, travel to my bucket list places. I put, okay, it's gonna be Japan Valley this year, and you put that on. You fill your water, and a lot of people thinks like, all right, but that water not gonna be enough, just only for two little like a cup of water. No, you just take a dropper out from the water and put that in your drinking water on bathtub. Because why? The water has memory, and you already infuse the water out, and full moon to full moon you can use that, and you just put a little drop in every single water what you drink, or you put that in every single bathtub, and it's going to take the memory of the water what actually you created during this full moon, and it heals your body. It heals your body. It's amazing.
My God, thank you for sharing that. I love that. So tomorrow, for all of you, there is a full moon in Capricorn. If you wanted to start early, you don't have to wait to set intentions. And by the time I post this, I'm going to make sure that we launch it tomorrow. But and it doesn't matter. The point is you can always track the new moons, the full moons. You can always reach out to Christina and me. You can get your own personalized astrology report or a reading, and let's just have fun in 2025. I'm excited for this new year.
Oh my God, I can't wait. North Node gonna go to Pisces on January 11th, guys, and Venus going to go to Pisces also, which is exalted in that position, and it's going to go back and forth because it's gonna go retrograde at one point, March 1st, and eventually drop back to Pisces. We're gonna have really amazing people around, and you will be able to actually higher your frequency. It's going to be a lot of compassion. It's going to be like connecting with like-minded people. And hopefully we will have an amazing January and February. I really wait for this.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Like always, I love having these conversations, and I hope everybody out there, wishing you the best 2025, and stay tuned, and thank you for all your support. And we will be back next year talking about feng shui in the year
Yes, thank you so much for
in
listening.
Lakesh Alakin.